This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
If you commit to something, do it. If you don't want to do it, say no. But if you say yeah and you committed to something, you got to do it. Stick it out. Do it.
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
My rent is paid. I have a roof over my head. I'm married to the most amazing man in the world who cares about me and supports me, keeps me safe, and I don't know. I got it all.
It is the 4th of January, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marnie Winfield.
Married to Corey Winfield.
Yep.
The sweetest man, or whatever you said there. Mm-hmm. See, I bet there are women out there like, oh, she's just bragging. But I did, in fairness, I mean, most of that was said, but then I just put it together and made it sound like you
I think I said that all pretty much at the same time.
It was, but it wasn't.
Oh.
I mean, it was, but
those are the highlights?
Yeah. Because I don't want them haters out there to be like, who she thinks she is. Well, she's having a good life. She's in recovery, man. She's sober.
Exactly.
That's what she do. So today, this might be a 3.5 hour show.
Wow.
I forgot to mention that earlier.
That kind of day, huh?
And I was like, you ready to do the podcast? You're like, I want to watch this one more episode of this horrible English show.
Yeah.
With the Spice Girl and somebody else and strippers and I don't know. Oh, that show's horrible.
Well, that's how I unwind, you know?
Hey, yeah.
Get myself out of like my day.
Before we do the podcast.
Where you like bring yourself back into your day.
I know. I should have came back in here and just put together some new intros or something. Like the whole time I'm laying there like, I could be doing this, could be doing that, could be doing that.
Yeah, but you do that all the time.
I'm like, this show is horrible. Like, my name used to be Candy, and when I was a stripper, and I stopped being Candy, and now I'm Mandy, and these blah, 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 blah. And then and you said I do something, and, you know, I think I do.
You think? I know you do.
When I'm done with the show, what do I do?
You start doing commentary.
Yes. Which actually makes the show way more entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it does, but at the same time, it doesn't.
Usually pretty sexual, pretty dirty.
Or just like completely off the wall, just like basically.
For example,
you can.
That horrible show we're watching, if they were like, do you have the peanut butter? I'd say, yeah, it's in my butt.
Yeah.
Or something.
Stuff like that.
But probably way
very
worse. Very
12-year-old-ish.
Yeah. But it's entertaining
Crude.
for me.
That's the word I was looking for. Crude.
Makes it manageable.
For you.
Back to the podcast about being the longest podcast we're ever going to do. Where to start? Should we congratulate Justin for taking first place in the 217 Sober League?
Yeah. Awesome.
Congratulations, Justin.
Congrats.
It was his first year ever playing fantasy football. Gave him a couple pointers. Mm-hmm. But he ended up pulling out in what was the worst championship matchup ever in the history of fantasy football. He started a running back who didn't even play. Brooks, I don't even know what he was doing. I think he prayed to Satan, and it only took him so far because I think he prayed wrong. I think he prayed, "Dear Lucifer, let me beat Corey," which technically he did, but not really. I think we tied it in the matchups 1-1, and I won the name matchup, so like he had to change his team's name. Psh, sucker. And my team scored more points than his, but yeah, like they don't even think they barely scored 90 points in their little matchup. Of course, my team. 168 points, I think I scored. I would have beat. If they're lucky, I didn't make the playoffs. I finished 7-7, and I don't know how I didn't. Oh, I don't know. COVID, gallbladder surgery, pancreatitis. Just some of the things that I went through. And now, geez, oh Pete, and not to take anything away from Justin and Brooks and Charles for finishing 1, 2, and 3, but now I'm falling apart physically. And I don't know what to do. This is like a serious thing, like self-care. Okay, yesterday I went to the doctor and I was like, look, I blew out my MCL, and so I need a new one. And she's like, I was like, I think I like pulled my Achilles out or something in my foot, my left foot. So I'm like, I'm going to need a new one of those. And let's talk about the MRI with the 2 herniated discs. Let's talk about that for a minute. Then we go back to the pancreas. And then today, of course, different day older, I have a hip pointer, which if you've ever had a hip pointer, you know how painful that is. And it just hurts.
Is that a real thing?
And then my knee, and then I got out of bed and my left knee is blown out now. I think that's my MCL or my ACL. Well, one of them is the ACL. The other one was the MCL because they're kind of in a different part of my knee. I couldn't even put any pressure on it. Couldn't walk. I'm limping around. Like my hip right now, my fasciitis or hip flexor is what it is. It feels like it's flexing in my leg. Like if I were to move my leg, like if I were to spread my legs open, like that chick on that show you were just watching when she was stripping. If I did that, like, oh, it hurts. And I think it's from, I went to a meeting earlier with Justin, actually, AA meeting here in Traverse City. And I crossed my leg over the other leg.
You don't do that.
No, but I did. Not like super tight. I flung it up there like, and that's the only thing I can think of. So be careful. You can't just go putting your leg up on your other leg.
Not when you're as old as you are, apparently.
I'll be 44 in June, so this is real things, people. It's real life. This is what if you come here for recovery talk, you got a little real life talk too. Welcome. I meet with my therapist tomorrow, so I'm going to talk to her about all this. And I was listening to this preacher man. My dad told me about him. He's like, oh, his name's Creflo Dollar. And I'm like, his last name's Dollar? He's like, yeah. He talks about prayer and stuff. All right. Check him out. So I had been. He was all right. But then he started talking, and it was over Christmas. He started talking about how his tailbone hurt or something. So God has given us already the power to do whatever we want. Be careful with that one. And he's given us the power to heal, and that he healed his little butt bone or whatever by saying, hey, butt bone, stop hurting. God give me the power to tell you to stop hurt. So stop hurting. He said it worked. So I prayed. It was like over Christmas. I was praying that my knee stopped hurting and my back stopped hurting. And it didn't. And I was praying for it hard too. I was like believing it. And I was like, I have nothing else to, why not? Let's give it all. And I gave it my all, 100%. I was like, God, heal my leg. Like, God, you've already given me the power. So I'm telling my knee, stop hurting, because in the name of Jesus, stop hurting. It didn't work. And see, my version of prayer, prayer wasn't on my list today to talk about.
Wow.
So this will be the longest podcast ever. But like, I pray, God, that I be healthy. I pray, things work out. I pray mostly for him to give me the strength, the confidence, and fortitude, insight, all that cool stuff to make my day successful and to help other people and to pray for your health and my family's health and stuff like that. And little baby Nico, Kitty, pray that she's good. But I don't ever pray like, hey, get that pain out.
Right.
And when I prayed early in recovery, when I was battling like an MFer in and out of rehabs, I'm like, God, please let me figure this out. And I believe he did. He took me in and out of mental hospital, the dual diagnosis places, straight up rehabs. He put me through all that to learn, because I asked him, God, let me figure it out. He's like, okay, I'll let you. Here you go. Boom, 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 boom. That's a bumpy road.
Yeah.
So that was that, and I think that's how he kind of works. And it's like, God, let me help people get to treatment, and I'll have to do the transportation, but I help people get to treatment. So I think he answers the prayers. I just don't know. Like maybe Creflo Dollar was leaving out that, oh yeah, right before I prayed, about 30 minutes before that, I took some kratom or some butt pills or opiates or I don't know. Like I think he's leaving something out there where God really led him to the doctor or the chiropractor who fixed his back. I think he left that part out.
Yeah.
That's just me. I mean, maybe he heals himself. I don't know. I mean, if that was the case, don't you think Jesus would be on the cross going, and it just would killed himself?
Well, no, I believe in the power of prayer for sure. But
let's talk Creflo Dollar prayer though.
Right. That's a little much. I don't know. I don't feel like it's, it's like praying for stuff kind of thing. Like praying for a new car.
Now, am I wrong?
That's not.
Right? But am I wrong for calling him out? Or am I even calling him out?
I don't know. I mean, they like miracles do happen, and they're unexplainable medical, people have cancer and then it goes away. The body can heal itself. But I don't know. And with stuff like that, I don't know if it's just like, or if it's like, I have a crick in my neck. Man, I'm going to pray for that to go away. And then it does.
3 weeks
Did
later,
it go
it's
away
gone.
in time? I don't know. Or here's the thing. If you can change your, pray for focus, pray for mental, you know what I mean? Like clarity and, kind of taking your mind off the pain and focusing on more important things. And that might alleviate the tailbone.
Maybe.
Per se.
I don't know. We're not preacher scientists people.
No.
We're not. We're just people who've been through some things. But the last time I prayed, though, well, not the last time I prayed, but about drinking, and I shared it many times. I was in jail. I said, God, please let that be the last drink I ever take. Boom. Okay, Corey. There you go. So far that's been true. So, and I have no plans on changing it, but you never know. Today I didn't drink, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And I was talking with Justin about another friend, and he's just like, oh, and it's kind of like, yeah, a lot of people can get easily sucked into the victim role. But then again, if I was going through some of that stuff, how would I react? I don't know. I'd love to sit up here and tell you, oh, this is what I would do. I don't know.
Right.
Until I go through some stuff like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I pray that I would be strong enough. Mm-hmm. I know that drinking never made one thing better for me ever. And the life I live now sober is way better. I mean, why would I drink? I'm at that point where,
Yeah.
if something really super bad happened, I don't, again, I'd love to sit here right now without that being faced with me, in this problem, but I would like to say that, no, I wouldn't, but right now I'm not. So,
Right.
and you can't.
I mean, I was talking about that today about, because obviously this is the first time I talked to people in my work that are clients since it's been the new year. It's like, hey, Happy New Year. Kind of like what's on everybody's plate. How's everybody feeling? Whole thing. And I was like, there was a lot of 2021 was some bullshit, I don't know. It was a hard year. It was a hard year for me. But at the same time, I stayed clean and sober through it all, and that says a lot. So was it really that bad? I mean, was it truly that devastating? If I compared that last year, even with all the ups and downs that I went through, that we went through, it's still, I mean, when I relate it to the decades of misery in my addiction, not even comparable, so, and being present for all of that, being coherent and aware and involved in my own life, it's a blessing.
When you look at it like that, what else can it be?
Right.
But I don't know. I'm going to start calling people out. That's the name of this episode, calling people out by name. All right, Cleflo Dollar. Where's my little, I need a cha-ching. There we go, a rim shot. Okay. Cleflo Dollar. Next, Kevin Van Dam. KVD. You don't even know about no KVD, do you?
No.
Shh. You're about to find out. Kevin Van Dam is a fisherman from a little city in Michigan called Kalamazoo. Actually, he might be from Portage. Either way, let's Kalamazoo. He's one of them famous guys on the TV there, fishing a boat. Well, our very own Brooks, who took second in the fantasy football league, I had a dream, and my friend Mark, who we're going to get into his stuff here in a minute too. Whew, I know. But my friend Mark said something about he was going to teach me to fish. And it just started going through my head, like, oh yeah, we get it. Probably get a marina or someplace to like loan us a boat. We can go out, film video. It'd be fun. Sober fishing. And then Brooks was running his mouth today about how great his team was. Could barely even score 90 points in the final. Okay. And I know Brooks fishes. And he said that he did this whole year of fantasy football sober. So big props to him. Good job,
Awesome.
Brooks. I mean, that's a very good job. I'm very proud of him for that. But I mentioned, the sober fishing thing because he was talking about how good he was. And I was like, yo, sober fishing, man. What do you think about this? And a little challenge between you and Kevin Van Dam. He's like, psh, I can fish better than him when I'm drunk. And I said, whoa. And he's like, and I'm sober. So imagine that. Whoa. So he threw it out there and he's challenging Kevin Van Dam. Van Dam, who's a great fisher guy, man, on TV, makes money and stuff. So he challenged him to a fish off, maybe is what it's called. Let me see. He's going to be the Jake Paul of fishing. You know who that is? Mm-mm. He's just some guy who talks a lot of crap. Lake Bel Air is the lake that Brooks said he will catch more fish than Kevin Van Dam.
Are you going to invite Kevin Van Dam out to the fish off?
Well, yeah. I'm going to make the poster and I'm going to ask his people for an official photo that I can use for it. Otherwise, I'm going to tell him I'm going to draw it by hand. But yeah, and we're taking out a little ad in the paper, a little Kalamazoo Gazette. I think we get a discount because we're nonprofit. And talk about our charity challenge, our sober.
Don't you have to get him to come first?
No, first you call them out. And then if he doesn't show up, guess who the winner is? Brooks, yeah. Brooks, yeah. Yeah, so the
That's how
sober
that works?
fishing challenge, I think is what we're gonna call it. Yeah, isn't that? I don't know. And I don't
You can
know.
advertise a competition, and then when the other person who's famous doesn't show up, then the other person wins. Or
Well, yeah, I mean, if
Default.
he doesn't show up, it's because he's scared because he knows he can't fish that
or
lake.
he doesn't want to show up for a random fish off.
Oh, he doesn't like charity. He doesn't like helping people in early recovery.
Hey, whoa! I'm just trying to pick your brain on
I
this
think
whole
he
thing.
would. I think he would. And a sober fishing, and fishing is something like fantasy football. I had never done fantasy football sober, and I was kind of leery too. And then when I lived in the sober living house, I'm like, guys, let's start a league. Like I can do this with you guys. We're all sober, supposed to be, and let's do it together. And I remained sober. Not everybody did. This year, I think majority of the people, I know 2 people didn't, but they're still alive. They both went to treatment. So, I mean, they're doing good. They weren't trying to hide it from anybody. And I wasn't judging them for it either, and I think that's the beauty of it. But fishing is something that I think, I know Brooks enjoys it. And learning to do those things that you always used to do drunk. And I'm sure there was time where he would just fish and loved it. But then when drinking became part of it, it's just hand in hand with it, and I haven't been golfing since, and
Maybe we need to have a golf off.
Tiger Woods, what's
What?
up? Little bitch.
What? That
Calling
doesn't
him
sound like
out.
that doesn't sound like a good idea.
Oh, I got into a car accident. Dude, I just told you about my body falling apart, bro. Miniature golf. How about that? No, but yeah, it's something that I think a lot of people would dig. And, I'm sure the fishing community, I've never heard them. Well, I don't really watch fishing or anything, but I don't know if they give to recovery organizations, but we'll find out. We are a recovery community organization.
Yes, we
Member
are.
of Faces and Voices of Recovery. Mm-hmm. Or Voices and Faces of Recovery. So I'll throw it out there and I'll ask them for a photo for our press release of the challenge, the charity challenge, sober fishing charity challenge. They'll be like, excuse me? I'll be like, you guys might want to organize that because I'm sure you people know how to do that. Maybe I won't call them you people. But I'm like, hey, KVD, how about you get your people to hook that up for me at this lake that my boy wants to fish you at? And then like everybody else can like pay to fish in the tournament too, or however that works.
Right.
Don't know anything about fishing tournaments,
I don't either.
but we're about to find out. I don't like fish. I hate the smell of fish. I don't eat fish, but I'll root for Brooks to be Kevin Van Dam.
There you go.
That'd be awesome.
I think it'd be
But
really.
see,
It sounds like fun.
it's kind of a lose. Well, I wouldn't be a lose, but I mean, what does Kevin Van Dam have to gain? What if he loses?
Right.
That's me gulping. I don't know if it makes sense. So maybe he wouldn't do it because he's afraid. But then he gets the L anyway. So, and then we'll just keep track of his record every year. He doesn't show up. 0-1, 0-2, 0-3.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Or
I guess all you can do is reach out and see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be fun though. But
or you can just maybe have the fishing tournament and just not have to have it be against Kevin Van Dam.
Oh, that would take away the fun.
Well, I know you're all fired up about it because I can see it in your eyes.
I got like a letter from his lawyer.
Yeah, I know.
Stop that. I'm like, no, it's a challenge, bro.
Yeah, that's worrisome.
Did he show up? No. That's all we said. 0-1. Bling. See you in court. What if I just said that? See you in court. Then I get a court date. Man, I was bullshitting, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Judge, come on. You think I'd talk my way out of that one? I think I could.
Wow, you're really like taking this on. Now you're in court
calling people out. What's up?
For a fishing tournament.
Yeah. Mark, we're still getting to your questions. Mark sent me a question earlier, a couple of days ago, and I told him we would get to it on this podcast. So hang in there, Mark. You're coming up like 5 more topics. So
hang in there, everybody. Just if you can follow this.
It's going to be a long one. Hopefully you get a long drive to work today. No, this woman, her name's Tracy, and we're friends on Facebook. And I was going through there the other day, and it said something about 5 months ago, it was the worst part of my life. And it sounded like a recovery post, like somebody who was in recovery. So I'm like, oh, I want to read this, and it was talking about, I don't remember exactly word for word, but I was talking about how she was afraid to even come out, even posting that. She was like, I'm being vulnerable and maybe I shouldn't be posting this, but I had a problem with alcohol. And just in these short 5 months, my life has changed dramatically, just for the better, for her kids, for her. And I just thought, man, that's some inspiration right there. Just pull it right off Facebook. Then I was like, nah, I should probably ask her. So I was like, hey, do you mind if I share your post on our webpage? And we'll share it on our Facebook too. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. Thanks for asking. I was like, well, no problem. So I shared it as my blog today. So if you really want to read it, go through and look, because I think when people show how vulnerable they are, when they show vulnerability, I think it helps other people become stronger.
Absolutely. And
in the AA meeting we're at today, it was about the first step, and she read some story out of the book thing, and it was about this guy from Australia who, how do I know I'm an alcoholic? And I told him, I was like, I don't like the term alcoholic. I think that's why it took me so long to actually admit to a problem, because I didn't want to be the guy that I thought was an alcoholic. I was told, guy beats his wife, doesn't have a job, cheats, whatever. That guy. I'm not that guy. So I don't like associating with that. And I like to call it, I'm in recovery. To me, that's more positive, and it gives me hope. It gives me future. I can look to the future and go, wow, like this is me. I'm in recovery. Whereas opposed to saying, oh, I'm an alcoholic. So I just kind of shared my opinion about that. Anyway, no idea where I was going with that. So maybe we should just move on.
You were at the meeting.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Inspirational. People being vulnerable gives other people strength.
Yeah, I guess I was done.
Oh.
Anyway, I was at the meeting, and I said that, and okay, it was cool. But admitting it and coming to terms with it and moving forward with your life is something that I think more people, at the meeting, that's what I said, is more people I wish could have an easier time at, okay, this is the deal, this is the problem, I'm going to go get help, without it being such a frightening, scary, I'm a bad person because I'm asking for help kind of thing. Which, of course, I wish that this would be now. Wish that would happen, but in the future, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I meant to say. Okay.
No, that's really good. I can't wait to read that, the post.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it like auto-corrected some words or something, but I was like, okay. It's pretty much the same thing that she posted. And then I forgot the other topic. So we can get to Mark now.
Okay.
So Mark posted or sent me a message the other day. Mark, I know from my 2 years since I lived in Kalamazoo and worked at WRKR. Mark was a sales guy. And Mark and I would do a lot of drinking. We were kind of around the same age. And we did a lot of drinking. And he reached out a few years ago. And I was like, well, if people are noticing, thinking you have a problem, maybe you do. But nobody can tell you if you have a problem but you, and like deep down if you really want help for it. But he was having a problem with now, okay, holidays are over. You spent all your money, you broke. There's really nothing to look forward to right now. And especially in Michigan, we got a while. There's nothing except for St. Patrick's Day, my love. It's a birthday. But yeah, the grass is going to come eventually, and especially in northern Michigan, June maybe, very end of May. But it's going to be pretty crappy, at least through March. So we have kind of nothing to look forward to, and he was just kind of in that winter depression.
That's a real thing.
It is.
Seasonal depression.
And he's like, well, what do we do now? What do we have to look forward to? Oh, no, bro. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
I think it's up to you to, we always talk about, make plans for yourself. People are like, I got nothing to do. I have absolutely nothing to do, nowhere to go. I'm bored. Well, what are you going to do about it? What makes you happy? Do you want to starting to go to Hobby Lobby? That's what you did.
Word.
At one time, right?
Many times.
Yeah. Pick up a book, go to the library,
It's a good way to think about it. Okay, holidays are over. Mm-hmm. You're broke. Okay. Well, what can you do within your means?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You can go to Hobby Lobby and get some deals. You can go to Michael's, get some deals, and make some crafts, color with your kid, what can you do?
Yeah. Think about a cake that you like. And then Google a recipe and go to the store and get that stuff and make it for your neighbors, for your family, for your work, whatever. I don't know. It's up to you to make those, pick those things to do.
Yeah.
But they don't have to be elaborate, or they can be elaborate. Start planning a vacation.
We don't have no money, though.
Well, you know what? It won't be tomorrow. That's the best part about it, is figure out where it is that you want to go to, and then what's it going to take to get there, and how can you make it, within your financial means.
Mm-hmm. And then if you get to the end of it and you're like, we can't. Okay, well then something else.
Mm-hmm. What
Maybe
else
that
would
was
be
too
fun?
elaborate.
Right.
Maybe just go to the charity fishing tournament. The
Maybe.
kids. I think it'll be free to watch, so...
Or plan something small that is fun to look forward to that's not elaborate. Someplace that's a road trip away and stay overnight in a hotel with your family or your loved one or something,
Yeah, but if you don't have money, you're probably not going to be doing that. But again, make spaghetti a different way. Look up some recipes, or just look through Amazon. Put some stuff in your cart. Don't buy it yet. We're making candles sometime soon. Mm-hmm. And wood. We got wood. We got a little thing coming for our Cricut maker that's going to carve into the wood. I don't know what it's going to do, but it's something.
Yep.
It's something. And we can always make stickers, make shirts. We got our new logo going, so we need to do that kind of stuff too. But for us, it's like, okay, yeah. I don't think we really have that problem. And I'm not saying that we're not broke or anything, but it's just like, I can always find something to do, that doesn't cost a lot of money. I just never really thought about it in the terms of thinking about it like that. Like, I guess that's more of a negative way of thinking, is what we can't do.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at like, okay, well, what can I do?
Yeah. And even not silly really, but things that you don't think would be healthy or good for you, for your mental state. Clean out your closet, get rid of your old stuff to take to Goodwill or whatever, and then you'll be like, look at this beautiful closet. You think it's the weirdest thing in the world. You're like, oh my God, I said, what can I do for fun that would make me happy? Why are you telling me to clean out my closet? But stuff like that, you know, you'd be surprised. Stuff like that's, you know, finding enjoyment and I don't know, patting yourself on the back kind of thing.
Yeah, being positive. Make paper airplanes.
Productivity. That's the word I was looking for. I'm not coming up with words today. Very good. Not so good.
One thing I did with my nephew, I was making like paper airplanes. Then we started making like rings and dinosaurs. And then he wanted to learn how to draw them. And you can go on YouTube and it'll show you how to draw a dinosaur. I mean, stuff like that kids love. Mm-hmm. So if you got kids, there you go. And if it does ever snow, you can go outside and make snow people if you like that kind of thing. But yeah, just try to keep it on the positive, I guess, would be my suggestion. I don't know. I'll ask my therapist tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which I want to get her on the show. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about too. Joe is a guy I know. And I first met Joe, man, I was like, whew, this kid is rough. And he ended up kind of bouncing around back into my life, sort of, in a roundabout Facebook way. And now he's got a year. He'll have a year coming up in March. So he doesn't have it yet. You know, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't you count that till you got it. But he's already looking ahead, and he's like, man, I'm thinking I want to start a YouTube channel where I talk about my recovery. And I saw him post that on the Facebook, and I was like, psh, that's what's up. Let me know if you need any help with equipment or something, you know. I didn't want to make him think that I know how to do all this stuff, but I think that's great. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, oh, not to be negative, but there'll be some haters. What does this guy know? Who does he think he is? Oh, Mr. Big Shot got himself a YouTube channel. But it's not about that. You know, this dude, I think, is doing it for himself. Kind of like we're doing this podcast. You know, my mom's listening. Your mom probably stopped listening about 35 minutes ago. It's only 33 minutes long. But yeah, you know, that's the thing. I don't do the podcast for anybody else but me. Other people listen, and that's very cool. We do appreciate it, and we hope we help you sometimes. Mm-hmm. But, you know, this is something I do for myself. I'm not doing this for anybody else. You know, I'm not doing this to, well, except to challenge Kevin Van Dam.
That piece, yeah.
To a charity challenge. But other than that, you know, it's pretty just much for me, and it feels good to get things off my chest. So I think he's kind of going with the same mentality of it all. And I think that's good. I think that's healthy. And I don't care if you have a minute of sobriety or you got 30, 40 years. You got it. You know, congratulations.
Yep.
You know, and when I started the podcast, there were people taking shots at me in meetings. Well, this one guy, he's supposed to be like a therapist or counselor. I don't know what the hell he is, but he's like, yeah, well, nobody should be in the media or trying to talk about recovery until they have 5 years sober. He's looking right at me, and I just looked at him back. All my 217 gear, you know, like, all right, buddy, that's what you think, you know, go right ahead with it. And I didn't let it bother me, but I've had enough people, like, over the years, you know, especially early on in radio. I think there was 2 people that called me and told me I sucked, and then they hung up. That bothered me. It didn't happen very often. I don't know why. Probably because nobody was listening. But I just wonder, like, do I step in and go, hey, man, you know, watch out, these haters, you know, should I kind of warn them about it so it doesn't hurt his feelings when people, like, leave rude comments or something like that? Or
I think that's totally fair. I mean, if it was me, I'd probably already expect it because I know that's what happens. You know what I mean? People say that stuff about our podcast all the time or whatever, you know, and it doesn't matter what you do or, you know, think of all, like, okay, whoever you think, who's the best actress that you know of, the best actress. Well, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. Whoever it is, somebody somewhere thinks she's the shittiest actress and that she's fake or she's, you know, whatever. And so people's opinions, you just need to leave them at the door. Don't even worry about it. Just keep doing your thing. And if it makes you happy and it brings you joy and it promotes you in your recovery journey, amen.
Yeah, but sometimes it can get personal. What I found the best to do is not to lash back out. I know there's one person, and she said we talk about little people too much. That I talk about little people too much. And it's just, don't listen. See ya. That was kind of my response. Like, okay, I don't really care. But then this other person was like, oh yeah, but she's telling everybody that you guys are just, gross and you talk about this. Okay, cool. So she's telling people about us. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Oh no, we got advertisers pulling out. No, you realize we don't have any advertisers. Like, I could have a little roll thing that plays commercials before you listen to the podcast, during the podcast. I don't. We would have probably made $30 by now.
Right.
No, we would have made more than that. But there's a reason why we don't do that, and I don't want people to turn on and have to listen to a stupid commercial. That's not what this podcast is for.
Right.
It's for calling out Kevin Van Dam. And it's about having fun. It's about talking recovery. Some episodes were deep. Some of them were not. I don't know. I'm in a lot of pain right now. My hip flexor.
Yeah.
And my ACL, my MCL.
Yeah.
My back.
Your foot.
My foot. Don't forget about the Achilles. Yeah. Pancreas still flaring up. So I'm maybe a little off tonight. I don't know. Or maybe I'm right on point. Calling people out. So I guess I will. I'll holler at Joe before he gets going. Just see where his head's at, and give him a couple of pointers. Or if he needs a logo or something, I can mess around with that a little bit and help him out, point him in the right direction. I really want to help people out, and if they're trying to do something that's going to help them in their recovery and make it solid, hell yeah, I'm behind it, man. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if you have 6 months, a year, it doesn't matter. If you're going to do something that you think is going to help you better your recovery, and if I can help you in any way, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give you money, though. I'm not going to do that. But I'll help you in other ways. Mm-hmm. And my friend Ricky, man. And I don't know if when you get so far in early recovery, and I used to do this, I would just pull the pin. All right, let's start back at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I would just, some people, my mom, I've had therapists tell me I would sabotage myself.
Yeah.
It's like everything's going too good. And I did. I felt uncomfortable. People tell me how good I'm doing. I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know if because I wasn't doing anything. I was going to meetings and stuff, sure, but I wasn't doing anything else to really move my recovery forward. And it's different for everybody. But for me, it was always blowed up. My boy just kind of did the same thing. And it's like, I'm going to write him a letter because that's all I can do to talk to him now. Mm. And it just kind of explained to him, don't give up, bro. And I really was hoping, and this is the problem with this industry too. It's like, I'll meet great people and I start not sizing them up, but I'm like, man, that guy would be great to do this, or man, if we had him to do this, or, I start putting people in places that aren't even created yet, but they will be there down the road within 217 recovery. And I'm like, man, this outreach person, I think he'd be great at it. And sorry if I'm making you sleepy.
Sorry.
People listen to the podcast before they go to sleep anyway. Mm-hmm. So, and then, something bad happens. It's like, oh my God, Lord, you made me wait for this dude. He's going to be an all-star. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
But everybody's journey is different. But I just really want him to hold strong and just stay as positive as he can, with what's going to happen to him. And I was asked to write a letter on his behalf, and I did. And I was talking about some of the things that, I think he would be a part of. And I think the recovery community would really use him. But we get to that point sometimes where things are going too good. At least I did. It scared me. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's what happened to him or if that's what's going on, but I'll pray for him. Like Creflo Dollar prayer.
Yeah.
And hopefully it works out for him. But I really do feel like every time I'm like, yeah, this will be great. And then like, damn it, man. Stay sober, people. Especially if I know you, I probably have a plan for you.
Yeah, right.
I do. I just haven't told you yet.
It is. It's wishful thinking. And there's nothing wrong with believing in people. But you're right. At the end of the day, it's one of those. They have to be ready, 100%. And you know, some people it's just not their time yet.
Chris Goss, same thing, man.
Right.
It's like I want him to come back, you know. And it's like I had such big plans for Chris, and I don't know. Sometimes maybe I have bigger plans than what people want. Mm-hmm. You know, I was like ready to go on tour, comedy, inspirational, motivational talks and stuff. I thought that'd be great. Of course, COVID kind of put a damper on that too. But you know, I was thinking like we would go. It's something that we could do. We still can do it, but maybe not with Chris Goss. We'll say Chris Goss is headlining. If he doesn't show up, then we'll just make fun of him every time. Well, Chris Goss still in here. He must be out with Kevin Van Dam.
Yeah, I was going to say, making all these plans for people that aren't going to show
Tiger Woods. Just me and Brooks up there. Brooks with a fishing pole, doing Larry the Cable Guy jokes.
Were you gonna have like invite Bobby Flay to do a barbecue thing too?
I don't know about Bobby Flay.
Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
Pioneer Woman.
Who?
The Pioneer Woman.
Oh, that's what they call her?
No, she's a show. I don't even know her real name, honestly.
Rachel Ray?
No. The Pioneer Woman.
Oh, that's like a thing. I thought you were saying Rachel Ray was Pioneer Woman.
No, Rachel Ray is Rachel Ray.
So some frontier lady. She cooked like in a stagecoach or something.
No. She's she's like on a ranch or something. But anyway, she got her own like line of cookware and everything.
Trying to mess with a chick like that. I'm not trying to cook in the woods.
No, it's not cooking in the woods. She lives on a ranch, like in a.
I'm trying to cook outside in the heat.
Oh, anyway, just saying I have all these competitions.
I don't even know who I would challenge. I don't know, like if I wanted to have like a burger off or something. I don't know. Cake off.
There you go.
Guy Fieri, but he likes to drink though.
Yeah.
I got in trouble at the airport a few years ago.
Really?
Punched his friend in the face because I guess his friend was trying to get him not to drink anymore or something. He was like getting in his car, limo or something, and dude punched him. Wow.
It's mean drunk.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, Hunter," and this little kid wasn't there. Oh, never mind. Punch you. Yeah, I don't know, but if you know me, I might have plans for you. So just stick around.
Absolutely.
I try to tell people, well, not tell people, but I suggest things to people who I see talent in, and sometimes they go for it, sometimes they don't, sometimes they half-ass it. But that's on them, you know. It's like, hey, I see you like doing this. How about you try to do this? You know, this will really help you. That's all I can do, man. But anyway, all right, I'm done. It's not the longest ever.
But it was good.
Was it?
Yeah, you were like super, like sparked, ready to go.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you enjoyed. If you didn't, tell somebody you don't like that it's the best thing you've ever listened to, and they have to listen to it to the very end. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Thanks again for listening. And yeah, those challenges, man, those are real life. Like I'm doing those.
Yeah.
So details coming soon. And sign up to win a shirt. It'll be one of our new ones, which we need to put the logo up there, or the shirt with the logo on there. Mm-hmm. I think it looks clean.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah, check it out. 217recovery.com. We'll have it up there in a few days, but sign up to win a shirt now and we'll send you one. I should call it sign up just to get a shirt instead of win a shirt.
Right.
Because anybody who signs up gets a shirt.
So sign up to get a shirt.
There you go.
Contest.
With Kevin Van Dam's face on it. 0-1.
Right.
That's going to be awesome. Thank you. 217recovery.com to check out the blog from Tracy. It's my blog. but it's what she wrote on Facebook. And then I added the online meetings anytime.
Nice.
So if you want to go to a meeting, you want to find out where it's at, jump online. You can get an online meeting. It'll take you to the whole schedule. It's right on the front page. Just scroll down a little bit under Our Friends, and you'll see it. Click it, and there you go. You're welcome. Made it easy for you. So if you have the app, 217recovery.com, it'll be easy as well. The app is not 217recovery.com, but if you have the app, yeah, now I'm tired. So
There you go. That's okay.
yeah,
Let's get some
thanks.
sleep.
All right, see ya.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for putting up with me.